It's the big question. Can your dishwasher cause dementia? It's May 25 and there was an article in the Daily Mail this week about putting plastics in your dishwasher. It means there's a lot of microplastics are generated, and it's saying that there might be a link to dementia. They always say this, don't they know, because they said for years that aluminium pots and stuff might be the cause. So I'm sure there is some sort of link between what we use in our food, or either the food itself or what we use. But at the moment, they just seem to be all over the place, you know. But I'm a big supporter of dishwashers. But I have to say, there's two things I don't like about it, aside from it might cause dementia, but that's not proven. One thing is that everything, all my plastic stuff tastes terrible, soapy, basically. And the other thing was, well, really about the detergents. I think the detergents are too strong. Well, this one anyway, Fairy, I just think it's too strong. Because I can taste it all, especially on my plastics. Fans will know that if I was in charge of a care home, I would have a Greek party night where all the dishes get smashed, all the porcelain. And then I would introduce plastic because it doesn't make much noise, it's light. I think we should all be using plastic as our way of eating food and eating and drinking. But this would be an obvious downside, wouldn't it? It gives you dementia, you know that. But yeah, because it's light, and when you put a fork across it, it doesn't make a noise, you know? Or what you think, you know? And if you drop it, it doesn't break. So I think plastics is what we should all be using. But obviously this is a downside, if true. Most of the plastics I'm using, they aren't dishwasher safe, you know, they haven't got a sign or they've got an next to it. I can't remember, is it that there? I don't know. But yeah, so I'm not using them in the correct way anyway, you know. I'm putting stuff in there that shouldn't be in there, because the heat in these things, they get really high. I'm a big dishwasher fan though. I mean, I think a dishwasher is like, someone who doesn't have a dishwasher is like someone not having a washing machine, you know. Not having a washing machine would be ludicrous. Even the government would probably say that, you know. But dishwashers, I think, are the same, because there's nothing more miserable than just having to do dishes all the time. Even a little one like this that isn't meant to be used the way I'm using it, you know, is sort of to do all my washing, because I couldn't fit pots in there and stuff. That's just meant for a few cups and things. But really, if you know anyone who's got an old relative and an old relative doesn't have a dishwasher, I think it's a form of cruelty, really. I mean, if you think of Mad as a Hatter, you know, people thought there was just something up with people who went into the tailor trade, was it? Or kind of, what trade was it? Pottery? I don't know. But yeah, it turned out it was lead, you know, and I think the same sort of thing's going to happen in this sort of scenario. But for some weird reason, nobody really looks deeply into it, you know. They've just done that research about dementia link. What will happen is that lab will probably keep doing studies that way. Then the team will sort of split up, and that whole path of theory will just vanish, you know. It's a bit like when you think of antibiotics, people think of Fleming. But actually, Fleming just wrote in 1919 or something when he came back on holiday, I left some stuff out and some mould that was on it seemed to stop the bacteria stuff growing. That's all he done. He never done anything else, never done another paper to back it up. Then 20 years later, just before World War II, two academics get told to look through the papers to look for things that might help. And that they discovered antibiotics, not really Fleming. They saw Fleming's paper. So this is the sort of way that science studies work. It's a lot of nonsense, you know, the way they're set up. But while I'm on this subject, I also want to talk about how soapy these things are, and I really don't. I think that these might be a problem as well. And when I looked in Google Gemini, it did suggest that maybe things in these may not be good for us either, you know. So I'll show you the Google Gemini thing at the end. Yeah, I'll never buy Fairy again. Partly because the scent's far too strong. I guess, but it also seems too harsh to me as well. I'll take a look at the ingredients here. I'm sure most of them are the same, but it just seems, Fairy seems too harsh to me. Maybe it's because of the perfume. 5 to 15% non-ionic surfactants, oxygen-based bleaching agents, I don't like the sound of that, phosphates, polycarboxylates, enzymes and perfumes. Yeah, because enzymes break things down, you know, we've got enzymes in our gut, but yeah, this is too harsh for me. I got it in a special sale in Sainsbury's. I had to spend £90 to get 10% off or something. I'd have probably been cheaper in Asda or something anyway, but that's what I've done. So I've got enough of this to last a year or something, but yeah, I regret it now, you know. In future, I'm just going to buy, you know, an unscented one for sure, and I don't know, e-cover or something. I'll try that. Subcare. So I've put this in here, you know, and no matter, this is just a fast wash I'm putting on. It washes for 20 minutes and rinses for 10 or something, but it's too soapy, you know, from what I'm seeing. Too soapy. Especially things like this, which I use all the time. Really, I can't use them in the dishwasher, really, because, although I still do, because the taste is too soapy. The water always tastes soapy. I don't know. I don't even may put them in the dishwasher anyway. This is a fantastic drinking bottle, but I don't know. I couldn't see anything to say you don't put it in a dishwasher. But as a drinking bottle, it's fantastic. But everything tastes soapy. So yeah, obviously I'll need to do something about that. The quick wash for this is 30 minutes. So I'll just do it. Okay. Ooh. 29 actually. It's filling up with water. Yeah, because I think the Greens say that dishwashers are better than doing the dishes because you're using far less water. You're hardly using any. Half a litre or something, I can't remember. But and also just in every way, really. Use less energy. I mean, it's just begun, you know, already. Well, no, that thing's not away yet. So still got it. Okay. The light goes out after about 5 minutes, but you can see how soapy it is there. That's 4 minutes. Well, 3 minutes actually. So really soapy, and it only does a rinse for about 10 minutes. So I don't know whether a longer rinse would help. But Fairy's really, really soapy. I don't know. I have a relative that says they can't, they need to use rubber gloves for doing the dishes. They don't have a dishwasher. And but I was wondering, they see me always buy Fairy, so I wondered if maybe it's Fairy. It's just too strong, the stuff in it. The perfumes, the detergent, you know. I don't know, maybe try another one and see. They also say they can't take fizzy drinks because it gives them diarrhea. That makes me wonder if CO2 is another thing that we underestimate as an issue for us. Apart from maybe giving you dementia, and I recommend dishwashers. They're fantastic. Change your life. I mean, I think it's already went into rinse mode because the soap's vanished. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. I never trained. Take a look. Well, it's still soapy there, but it's definitely not as soapy as it was. So, yeah, let's see how hot this is. It's not too hot yet. Alright. Oh yeah, I should say, it washes the stuff really well, in my opinion. I've just stopped it there. Anyway, this isn't meant to be a video about watching a dishwasher. It's boiling, it's really boiling. It's really a lot than dishwasher water, you know, hot. But now I'll get on to my Google Gemini thing about dementia. There's a wash finished at say 15 minutes. What I've started doing is I've started doing a fruit wash to give it another rinse basically. So it gets 2 rinses rather than 1. Well, I think about it that way. Anyway, on to what this film was meant to be about. Is there a dishwasher dementia connection, especially in terms of plastics, giving off microplastics? And so I suppose that's building up in the brain or whatever. I asked Google Gemini, this is what it said. There's no direct evidence owning a dishwasher. Well, no, but we know that. There are some emerging areas of research that explores potential links between dishwasher use, the chemicals in detergents, and plastics. So they're saying detergents as well, and their broader impact on health, which could indirectly relate to cognitive health. Here's a breakdown of the current understanding, chemicals in dishwasher detergents. So I wasn't actually looking at this. I don't think this was in the Daily Mail article, but I can see this as well. As I say, I've got concerns. It's just too strong. My stuff's too soapy that I taste. In fact, my Brita water bottle is unbearable, really. Chemicals in dishwasher detergents. Alcohol, ethoxylates. What other else? Is that the main one they're looking at? A study found that alcohol ethoxylates, a common ingredient in commercial dishwasher rinse aids. I don't use rinse aids actually. Can damage the gut's epithelial barrier. Well, I'm very interested in this because I believe in leaky gut. I believe a lot of us have got leaky gut because probably of over-fermentation in the colon, and it's moved up to the small intestine because we eat so many complex carbs, sweets. I think a lot of us have got this problem, and we're more sensitive than they estimate due to our detox enzymes, which is like the CYP3A4, the oxidizers, the phase 1 oxidizers, and the phase 2 conjugation enzymes. You know, like a lot of people have got Gilbert syndrome and they don't realise that's a yellowing of the eyes. Your doctor will say it's okay, it's harmless. But if you look at the forums, it says, oh, I'm exhausted, I sleep in my car during my work break, this sort of thing, you know. So, and apparently it's maybe 5% population. Or it's not whether that works or not, that enzyme. It's to do with the percentages. You've really got to be over 95% function, really, to not be in the danger zone with these sort of enzymes, the detox enzymes. So anyway, back to this. So leaky gut has been associated with various chronic diseases. Yeah, I think this is a basic thing that should be tested at the moment. I've tested for it and I've had leaky gut. But if it was a special lab, biolab in London, you can also do a postal test, but I'm not so keen on that one. I don't think it's as accurate, but yeah, you can. You can do it on the health system. They don't believe in that sort of thing. Probably horses get tested for it, you know, race horses, whatever, but not you. You're just to keep going. Yeah, including conditions that may be linked to neurological issues like Alzheimer's. So that's saying that might cause damage your gut's barrier, basically, epithelial barrier, because your gut's like a sieve, and it's only meant to let very small things through. But when you've got leaky gut, I think it's the joints between the joints of that barrier, they sort of open up a bit and big things get through, and this might be why people have bad reactions to things, and they can even get to your brain, these big things or whatever. So other harmful chemicals, this is in detergents. Many conventional dishwasher detergents contain chemicals like phthalates, hormone disruptors, 1,4-dioxane, a carcinogen, dyes, and formaldehyde. These substances can leave residues on dishes and be inhaled as fumes. While direct links to dementia are not definitely established, exposure to these chemicals has been associated with various health concerns, including hormone imbalances, respiratory issues, and other systemic problems that could indirectly impact overall health and potentially brain health over time. And here we go to what I was asking. Microplastics from dishwashers. Recent research indicates that washing plastic containers in a dishwasher releases microplastics and nanoplastics into wastewater. So we're on nanoplastics now as well. I didn't really realise. Okay, we've got nanoplastics as well now, guys. The widespread presence of microplastics in the environment and human bodies is a growing concern. While research is ongoing, some studies in laboratory animals and cells suggest potential links between microplastic ingestion and neurological diseases like Alzheimer's, as well as inflammation and other health problems. The human impact is still being investigated. I think it's going to end up bad, really. And here's what they're calling forever chemicals, the PFAS, the polyfluoroalkyl substances. There you go. Are another class of persistent chemicals found in various products, including some plastics and potentially in dishwashing related items. PFAS, forever chemicals, are known to have neurotoxic and cardiometabolic effects, leading to a hypothesis that exposure could increase dementia risk. However, current empirical data directly linking PFAS to cognitive impairment and dementia is limited and inconsistent. There you go. More rigorous examination is needed. You should be reading PubMed if you're interested in health things. Although, like I say, it's just academics, publish a health paper, nobody really bothers most of the time. Blah blah blah. They keep going in their rich ways or upper middle class ways. Important considerations for individuals with dementia. Well, that's a different matter. I'll just scroll through this so people can take a look at it if they want. In summary, while there's no direct dishwasher causes dementia link, the potential for exposure to harmful chemicals from detergents and microplastics from plastic items washed in dishwashers raises concerns about their broader health implications, which could indirectly affect brain health, choosing non-toxic detergents, and being mindful of plastic use in dishwashers may be prudent for overall health. So what I'm going to do anyway is from now on is I'm going to buy one that's not got perfume for a start, because it might even be the perfumes in my opinion. And I'm also just going to get one that's as non-toxic as possible. Up to now I've been going by price, because you can get, say, a capsule, say 10p a capsule, but now I'm going to go for whatever one's the most, and even if it's organic, I'll take a look at it and that, probably in Britain the likes of eCover will do one. Alright, that's it guys, that's all for now, cheerio.